not resist. Do you know the name of this man? Do you know? Repeat. Jesus. Correct. You are very, very brilliant. Jesus, for me, is the greatest public speaker ever. Not only did he know how to say what to say, he knew when and how. Sometimes you find him telling stories. Sometimes you find him counseling. Sometimes you find him speaking to crowds, 5,000 people, 4,000 people, and he does not have a microphone. In fact, when I was reflecting on this thing, it made me to ask myself a question. What kind of words, what kind of message does a man have that is able to attract up to 5,000 people, or even more than, to sit and listen to him? The man must be a genius, true of course. So I began to study some of the things he did and how he was able to articulate his words. And right now, today, I'm going to be sharing a few of them with us. The first is the why. Why do you need to speak? Why do you need to speak? Is this thing really, really necessary? And many of us, or most of us, we may not be in a profession that maybe requires public speaking. People who are into doing jobs and all that, you may think we don't need it. But I'm here to show you otherwise. The next, the power of words. I want us to look at these 4 questions, and it's going to serve as an introduction or an eye-opener to reason why we need to speak. The first is, why did God choose words as the instrument for creation? Have you ever sat down to ask yourself that question? Why is it that when God wanted to create the earth, he did not say, okay, let me go and form it. But if you read Genesis chapter 1, the first thing it says is that the world was void, there was nothing, and darkness covered the world, the earth. And then God did what? God said, let there be light. And he did not stop there, but all the things he created, he used the power of spoken words. Apart from human, because that was when he had to call himself to a meeting. This is not what we have to discuss today. Now, the second question you need to ask yourself, why is it that just your spoken word can cause people to start fighting, and your words can also cause people to make peace? It means there is something about words that we need to study. It means there is something about words that we need to know. Just by your spoken words, country can enter into war just by words. Nations can make peace just by words. And a few days ago, last week, I think, a peace treaty was signed between Israel and I think one of those nations that we are constantly fighting. That we are constantly fighting at war. They signed the peace treaty. How were they even able to negotiate that peace treaty? Through their word, spoken word. There is power in spoken word. Now the next question is, have you ever sat down to imagine the possibilities that are, embedded in this spoken word? Are there even opportunities in speaking? Can you even make something out of speaking? The last one, words can heal, words can hurt. Words have the power to create, and words have the power to influence and also destroy. Your word, there is power in this your word. So if you don't know how to make use of it, or if you are part of those that will say, I am shy, I'm an introvert, it is no longer an excuse. In fact, we are in a world of visibility. If you don't show yourself, if you cannot speak up, if you cannot show people who you are, there is no place for you and in this present age. So it's no longer something you celebrate, that I am an introvert. Oh, I don't like walking. I like no. You have to begin now to do what? To speak. Now, we go on to the next one. The next thing, why public speaking matters. The first thing, or the first reason why you The man in the picture. Can we recognize him? Huh? Is anybody speaking? We cannot recognize him. Alright. His name is Lucy Tembakwayo. He's a South African man. This man, when I came in contact with this man, I did not know what he was doing. I did not know what he was doing. All I knew is that he knew how to speak. And speaking can give you a lot of visibility and influence. That is why you see everybody, people who run big organizations, you see them coming out in public to speak. Many of them, you don't even know what they are doing or their business. Somebody like this lady that talks about family and healing, I was as somebody. You don't even know what the lady does, but because she can speak and she can express herself in public, you tend to believe her. Anybody who handles this mic, who knows how to handle this mic, can do a lot of things. I studied about Adolf Hitler. When I was doing the research on the Second World War, I discovered that one of the things that gave this man an edge to convince people and gather people is that he knows how to communicate. He knows how to talk. He knows how to get what he wants. He knows how to speak now and he will ginger you. Do you know you can do that? You can speak and get people to carry placards around and begin to protest. You can speak and if you know how to articulate your words very well, you can do a lot of things just by speaking. Now the second one is that public speaking is going to open a lot of doors for you. Public speaking is going to open a lot of doors for you. I heard the story of this lady. She has worked in a company for 18 years. Please pay attention to this true life story. So that I tell you what you can miss if you don't know, if you are not making use of your voice. This lady has worked in a company for 18 years. And it was her turn to be made CEO of that company because she's been there for a long time. But then she was informed that there is already another person that are going to make CEO ahead of her. And when she began to ask questions, why? I've been here, I've been the longest serving individual in this company. Why are you not giving me this post? They told her that this other person can speak. This other person can express herself. We need people that are going to represent us in boardrooms. We need somebody who has that energy, who can speak about the vision of this company in rooms. Yes, you are a good employee. Yes, you have done your job well, but this person has an edge. That speaking, just the ability to express, CEOs, you are going to attend a lot of meetings. Two of us, you are going to do a lot of travel. If you are somebody who is timid, you cannot be choosing. Some of us will remember, so many of us, we went to primary school and secondary school. Whenever there is time for debate or things like that, who are they going to look for? Those who are agile. Those who can speak, those who are not afraid, who can express themselves. So if you are still here and you are shy, you cannot, in fact, we're going to do practical after this session. And there is a prize. I'm not going to tell you. Only Father knows. Father, do of us. So, please pay attention. If you know how to speak, a lot of doors of opportunity will open for you. In fact, just by knowing how to express yourself, people can assume a lot of things about you. Just that you are bold and you are confident. You can be an integrable, but because you can express yourself in a little way, if they want to give something, they think, this guy can, or this girl, this person can get what we want for us. They have not met you, just that you have that confidence, you have that ability to communicate. Tell somebody communicate. Communicate. Tell somebody communicate. Communicate. All right. The last thing about public speaking is that it gives you a voice. It makes you a voice. There are two kinds of people. There are people who are noise. Their words are noise. And people who their words are voice. So you need to pray. And not just pray, you need to walk and put in the necessary things needed so that you can become a voice. And one of the things that you a voice is your ability to express yourself in public. Very, very important. I read about a man called Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How many of us have heard about that man? Have you ever heard about the man? These people I'm mentioning their names, write them down. You're going to go and do a research on them. It's very, very important. This man delivered a speech. The title of that speech is I Have a Dream. I Have a Dream. That is the title of that speech, which he delivered on 28th of August in 1963. This was during a time when the blacks in America were being oppressed during the apartheid regime and all that. This man was a black man, and he was able to, through his words, through his ability to communicate, he was able to gather a lot of. If you watch that clip, you see, go on YouTube, you see the clip. Thousands of people were gathered, and he delivered that speech. I have it. It is one of the most listened. In fact, I've played that audio. I have the audio, I have the video in my phone. I've played it so many times. I have it. Just one speech. He was able to gather people and rally people around. And guess what? The man later succeeded in his quest. Because when you go to America right now, the things black used to face then and now is no longer the same. In fact, in America, America later had a black man become president. Who can tell me the name of that black man? If you want to answer, I have a lot of prizes. So let's know who the people are going to do it. If you want to answer the question, you raise your hand when you get to the mic. So if you want to answer, just raise up. I have a lot of prizes I'm going to give people today, so just pay attention. Now, public speaking makes you a voice. When you know how to communicate what you carry, you are going to become a voice. I will not even begin to mention a lot of opportunities and doors that are open to me just by speaking. I think the other day, a man, barrister, I will not mention his name, I happened to meet him at SM Fest. I listened to him speak at SM Fest, Founders Meeting in Oka. I mean, the way the man spoke, the things he was able to achieve, I wanted a way to connect with this man. This was somebody I wanted to, go close to and at least have a one-on-one interaction with him. But I did not have the opportunity. Well, guess what? 2 weeks later, I got an invitation to speak in Navy, and this man was part of the speakers. Do you see how something that looked very impossible before, I now have access to somebody I'm looking up to just because I have a skill I have mastered? There is something the Bible said. There is something the Bible said. It said, your gift will do what? Will make ways for you. Some of us don't even know what we carry. We don't know that what we carry can take us far beyond we can ever imagine. Let's go out. I'll tell you my story as you proceed. We're going to go into the heart of public speaking. We've discussed about why you need to speak. We've talked about the opportunities that abound in public speaking. We've talked about the people who were able to influence their communities, their nations, and their countries just by speaking. Now we're going to go into speaking itself. The first thing you need to know as a speaker is that you must have a core message. You must have a core message. What do I mean by having a core message? Every speaker you see in this world has one particular area of focus. Nobody can speak about everything. Nobody can speak about all the things in this world. You must discover the area, your area of interest, or your area of expertise, and then focus on it. Even Jesus Christ did not speak about everything. Of all the messages Jesus preached, all of them is summarized into one. He came to preach about the kingdom of God. Simple. was about the kingdom of God. So even Jesus, for me, who is the greatest public speaker of all time, only spoke about one thing. How then do you think you can be everywhere? Today you're talking about relationship. The next day you're talking about finances. The next day you're talking about, no, it is not possible. Focus on one area. Build yourself on one area. Focus on them. Deepen yourself into it, and then you can begin to grow from there. That is how you become a master at public speaking. It is not by spreading yourself too thin. Today you are speaking about this. Tomorrow you are speaking about this. You don't have any particular focus. When you read about Dr. Miles Monroe, the totality of the message Miles Monroe preached is the message of purpose. You search somebody like Dr. Mike Murdock. The core message of Dr. Mike Murdock is wisdom. You read about Steve Jobs then, and when you study all of them, they are not spreading themselves everywhere. They have an area of what? Focus. They are not jack of all trades. How then do you think that you can wake up and you can become everything to everybody? It's not possible now. Is it possible? Now, how do you discover your core message? What is it that moves you deeply? What is it that you love to talk about? I saw a post one day on Facebook, and it says, if you have 20 minutes to speak about anything, what would that thing be? Now I'm throwing that question back to you. If you have 20 minutes and you are asked to speak about anything, what would that thing be? It's something that you need to write down. And when you go back home, you're going to go and reflect on it. Think about it. Ponder on it. What is that thing that moves me deeply? What can you provide solution for? The next one, what do you want to be remembered for? What is that thing that when you leave, you want people to remember you for this thing? Everybody who knows me as a speaker know that when it comes to teaching on principles, that is my area of expertise. That is where I go. Even if you wake me up in the night, 10 a.m. in the night, 10 p.m. in the night, 12 midnight, and ask me to speak on it, I don't even need to go and prepare about it. I have mastered that area. I mean, I've done a lot of studies, taking courses. I just finished my theology the other day, 2 weeks ago. Still doing my psychology studies. By God's grace, by December, I'll be able to finish it. All these things is in my quest of deepening myself in that my area of expertise. Because I cannot be everywhere. Now, let me tell you this experience and why you need to become a master at one thing. I want to speak somewhere in that speaking engagement I told you. Normally, how I do my thing, I was always going to use a slide, so I used Google Docs, typed in my message, prepared everything. I mean, I was very, very happy and excited to come and speak. But when it was time to call me upon, I tried to open that Google Docs, and it refused to open. I tried everything. I tried my best. The thing refused to open. Some people will say it's village people that came. I tried. I did not even tell the host. What did I do? I simply closed Google Docs, went and got my materials, and went up to the stage and I started speaking. Nobody knew that something happened. Nobody knew that it was after the speech that I went to my host and said, "Ma, this is what happened to you." She said she could not, nobody could even differentiate. Because in that my area of expertise, I've been able to master it to a level that whenever you call upon me, even without my slides, even without what I've written down, I can still be able to deliver that message. Which leads me to the third point. What can you speak on effortlessly? What is something you know and you believe in it so much that you can speak about it effortlessly? It is something to think about. It is something to ponder prepare on this topic. When you come, just prepare. You don't have speaker, that's how we do it then. So that morning, I've never preached before in my life. Our leader then came to me and said, "You are going to be the one to speak today." I mean, I didn't even know how to. I can't even explain how I was feeling that morning. And the worst part is that I was in a place that is close to my house. As in the street where we went to morning cry, it's close to my house. So there's a possibility that people that knows me will see me. And they will laugh at me. So what did I do? I picked up the mic, although I read the place, I prepared something, but throughout the speech or the preaching, whatever one you call it, I can't even remember. If you tell me to tell you how I began the speech and how I ended it, I don't know. Because I did not have confidence. That confidence was not there. And this is what makes you a great speaker. There are people that you see, when you give them this mic to talk now, they will hide behind this place. As if they can't even move about. They are so shy. They are so timid. They can't even, once people see or discover that you as a speaker, you don't even believe, you are not confident in what you are saying. There is no way they will believe what you are saying. How can you tell me, okay, for instance, you want to convince me to buy something from you. And when you are saying it, you are not even saying it like somebody who believes in it. You are saying it, you are shy, you are dulling, your voice is not loud. I mean, how do you expect me to believe? A speaker needs confidence. And how do you build this confidence? Number one is by preparation. You cannot do without preparation. In fact, the research says that when you prepare, you have solved 80% of your problem. When you prepare well, some of my speaking engagement, I break down time, I sit down, I think about it, I pray about it, I make my research, because I don't want to come unprepared. When I know I have prepared myself for this thing, why do I need to be afraid of speaking about it? When I know I have done the background work I need to do about this topic, why do I need to come here and I'll be afraid of who is going to laugh at me? I have done my own work. Now, practice visualization. If you know you have not handled mic or you're very new into public speaking, it is going to help you very well. Visualize. See yourself speaking to people. See yourself doing it effortlessly. See yourself doing it very freely. As in, have it in your mind that this is something you can do. Because this your fear, is mostly psychological. In fact, I read a research that said, I think I'm not a research, a Facebook post I saw, where children, young children, they brought their python. Python does not have venom. They put children and python together in the same place. The little baby was even playing with the snake. The baby was playing with the snake because the baby does not know that this thing is where fear is something you learn. Fear is just psychological. It's not something real. As in, it's not there. It's just your head, your mind messing up with you. Your mind, putting you in a safe zone. You don't want to go and do. You don't want people to laugh at you. You don't want how, the things they say and all that. All those things are just in your head. But when you come out and you do it, you see that there is nothing there. It's something you can do. Tell your neighbor, it's something I can do. Do you believe it? Yes. Because you are going to go and to do it here. You are going to do it here today. After this session, we enter into practical. How many people are going to do it? Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand now. Are you shy? No. Are you shy? No. Good. Now, the next one is proper exposure and practice. Proper exposure and practice is also there. Proper exposure. You get better at public speaking when you practice it. How many of us have seen somebody who wants to go and learn swimming, and he went and started reading books about swimming, and he never swam? How would the person learn it? Is it possible? No. If you like, read all the books about public speaking. If you like, take all the courses about public speaking. If you don't come out here and do it, you will never learn it. It's a promise. If you don't come out and stand here and do it, you will never learn it. There is no way. It's not possible. You cannot learn it if you don't practice it. It's something you learn in practice. In fact, there are so many things about public speaking that you don't even learn when somebody teaches you. You are going to learn it through experience. You are going to learn how to do some of those things. It is in the work, in your journey of practicing and doing it consistently that you are going to learn it more. And also exposure. If you want to learn public speaking, begin with your circle of friends. You get what I said? Begin with your circle of friends. You have people you are very comfortable with. If you want to begin to build confidence in speaking, begin with that, your circle. Those 2 or 3 friends you have, begin to teach them something. When you are having conversation, begin to teach them something. Begin to speak. From speaking to your friends, go to Block. I told you how I started speaking from Block Rosary and how I started speaking due to my exposure in leadership. These are places you build confidence. When you have done it within your friends, you've done it in a place where you know you are comfortable. You've done it in your family. When you are having a meeting, you have something to say, you come up and speak. You see that there is nothing big in it. When you are called on this stage, you also have it in mind that if I can do it when I was with my friends, there is no reason why I cannot do it here. It is very, very simple. The first time I spoke in a place that had over 1,000 people, that was in Basilica Square. If you know Holy Trinity Cathedral in Onisha, I spoke in a place, Sion Archdiocesan Program, AYD. That's what we used to call it, AYD 2023. That had Sionites from the whole of Onisha Archdiocese. And I was given mic to speak. Guess what? Because I have been doing it, I stepped up there and did it like it was nothing. And I did not die. What I'm trying to pass in your mind today is for you to believe that it is possible. It is not rocket science. And this thing alone, public speaking alone, is going to take you places. I'm not telling you what I read somewhere. I am telling you my experience. There are places I know I will not be able to enter, if not because I have mastered public speaking. There are places I had access to. I have traveled a lot of places, even outside Anambra, to go and speak. Public speaking took me there. It's something you yourself sitting there can do. Begin with your friends. Begin with your immediate family. Begin with your, if you are in school, those your peer groups and all that. In the assembly, ask to come and speak. If there is anything, ask to come and speak. Come and show yourself. That is the only way you learn it. Now, this one is another one that is personal to me. Know your audience. Know your audience. Your audience are who your speech is for. The people you are coming to talk to. For instance, let me create a mental picture for you. Do you talk to the president of Nigeria the same way you talk to the governor? Is it possible? No. Why? They are different. Do you teach a young child, a toddler, the same way you teach an adult? No. They are both complete different people. That is why I said at the beginning, public speaking is beyond knowing what to say. It is beyond you knowing what to say. How you pass your message matters a lot. How you communicate matters a lot. It does not just end at knowing what to say. You must know who you are coming to teach. I went to somewhere to teach. I went to Don Bosco Secondary School in Obosi to teach. I was to teach, and it it was a school that's made up of boys, just boys, and there were over 500 students I have to talk to. When I sat down, what I asked myself is, who are my audience? Who am I coming to speak? My audience is teenagers, and not just teenagers, boys. The same way boys understand things is not the same way girls do. So I have to find something that will interest the boys. I have to communicate my message in a way that boys can do what? Can understand. And all the pictures I made use of in my slides are pictures that they can do what? Relate to and understand. In fact, one of the one that made me happy is Cristiano Ronaldo. I figured out that boys, young boys, they love watching football, teenagers. In fact, my younger brother knows all the names of Chelsea players. My younger brother, he knows all the, I don't even know how they know. So I was thinking, I was trying to pass it, I was teaching them on principle. I wanted to teach them the importance of principle. So I used Cristiano Ronaldo as an example. I told, in fact, immediately I showed the picture in the slide, all of them started shouting, Ronaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldo. Before I knew it, the class wanted to turn into a Ronaldo-Messi argument. They wanted to turn it into that argument. After teaching them about Ronaldo, in fact, when I was done with the teaching, because he was there, a teacher walked up to me and said, Messi is still the GOAT for me, if you know what that means. So, that Ronaldo picture, using Ronaldo as an example, I told them that the reason this man is successful in football and is also in shape, no matter his age, is because he disciplined himself. That way, I use something they can relate to. I use something they know, and I use it to communicate a message in a language.